So, let's talk about the absolute bomb that just dropped on the bold and the beautiful. I mean, we all knew Ridge Forrester was losing his mind over this whole corporate war. We saw him punch Bill Spencer right in the face. We saw him screaming and yelling and acting like a total hypocrite about Will and Elektra. But I really did not think he would go this far. Ridge actually did it. He secretly picked up the phone and called Thomas Forrester to come back from abroad. And honestly, what was Ridge thinking? He is so desperate to save the hope for the future brand at Forrester Creations that he is willing to bring back the one guy who has a history of completely unraveling everyone's lives. Ridge is just so blinded by his hatred for Logan Creations right now. He wants revenge on Hope for defecting, and he wants to crush Katie and Bill, so he brings back Thomas, the ultimate weapon. But let's back up for a second, because the way this all went down was just crazy. Hope was riding high. She literally just launched Hope by Logan, and it was a massive success. She walked out on that stage, she took the applause, she dropped the bombshell on the press that Brooke had no idea she was doing this. Yes, she had a massive panic attack and fainted. Yes, Brooke completely disowned her and kicked her out of the cabin, but professionally, Hope was winning. She had Deke Sharp designing for her, she had the HFTF diamond thanks to Wyatt and Bill, and she was finally free of the Forrester control. And then the door opens. I can just picture the scene in my head because it is so classic B&B. Hope is standing there in the Logan offices, probably looking over some sketches or talking to Katie about the order numbers coming in. And she turns around and there he is, Thomas Forrester. Just standing there with that look on his face. You guys know the look. That intense, staring, slightly creepy look that he gets whenever he is focused on Hope. Hope completely panicked. You could just see the blood drain from her face. She thought she was free of the Forrester drama, but you are never really free when Thomas is involved. He didn't even give her a chance to breathe before he dropped the absolute biggest legal nightmare on her desk. Thomas didn't just come back to say hello or to take over the empty HFTF office at Forrester Creations. He came back to destroy her new line. Thomas looked Hope dead in the eye and claimed that he owns the intellectual property rights to the designs she is using at Logan Creations. Wait, what? I know what you are thinking, because I thought the exact same thing. Deke Sharp designed the new Logan collection. We saw Deke sketching. We saw Remy Price looking at Deck's sketches. But Thomas is arguing that the core concepts, the silhouettes, the entire vibe of Hope by Logan is actually derivative of the work he did for Hope for the future over the last few years. He is saying that Hope stole his creative identity and brought it to a rival company. It is a full-blown legal war now between these two ex-lovers. And honestly, it is so messy. Does Thomas actually have a legal leg to stand on? In the real world, maybe not, but in soap opera land, absolutely. He probably has some ironclad Forrester contract that says any idea Hope ever breathed while working in that building belongs to them. Ridge is probably paying a team of lawyers millions of dollars right now just to draft the paperwork to shut Logan Creations down. But here is the thing that really scares me. It is not just about the clothes. It is never just about the clothes with Thomas. As Thomas was standing there, talking about lawsuits and intellectual property, he was taking steps closer to Hope. He was invading her personal space. He was looking at her lips, looking at her eyes. The signs are all there. You guys, the old, obsessive Thomas is back. Maybe I am being too harsh. I mean, Thomas did go away to get better, right? He spent all that time abroad. We thought he was cured of his obsession with Hope. We thought he had finally moved on and found peace. Okay, that sounded dramatic, but you get what I mean. We really wanted to believe he was a changed man. But no, you can't just erase years of psychotic obsession with a vacation to Europe. The second he saw Hope again, you could see the switch flip in his brain. He doesn't just want to reclaim the Hope for the future brand. He wants to reclaim Hope. He wants to own her. He feels like she belongs to him, and seeing her succeed without him, seeing her with Liam, it is driving him completely crazy all over again. And speaking of Liam, oh boy, Liam Spencer is not playing games anymore. Liam has been playing bodyguard for Hope ever since this whole Logan defection started. He was the one who found her unconscious on the floor after Brooke ripped her heart out. He was the one who offered her the Spencer mansion when she got evicted. Liam is in full protective husband mode. He is already exhausted and stressed out watching his wife suffer these severe panic attacks. So when Liam finds out that Thomas is back in town and threatening Hope with a massive lawsuit, Liam absolutely loses his mind. The confrontation between the three of them was just incredibly tense. Liam bursts into the room and immediately puts himself between Thomas and Hope. Liam is puffing his chest out, getting right in Thomas's face. He is yelling at Thomas to back off, to stay away from his wife, to take his fake lawsuit and shove it. And Thomas just smirks, that arrogant, infuriating smirk. He loves getting under Liam's skin. Thomas knows exactly what buttons to push. He starts taunting Liam, telling him that Liam can't protect Hope from the real world, that Hope's success was always tied to Thomas's talent. He is trying to make Liam feel small and inadequate. It is a dramatic, explosive love triangle confrontation all over again. And I am just sitting here pulling my hair out because we have been down this road so many times. Why can't these three just exist in the same city without tearing each other apart? But this time feels darker. Thomas is using the legal system as a weapon to force Hope to interact with him. If they are in a legal battle over intellectual property, they have to have meetings. They have to have depositions. They have to be in the same room. Thomas is orchestrating this entire lawsuit just to keep Hope in his orbit. It is a classic abuser tactic, using litigation to maintain control over a victim. And Hope is caught right in the middle, totally paralyzed. She just built this amazing new life at Logan. She took this massive, terrifying leap of faith to leave Forrester Creations. She sacrificed her relationship with her own mother for this. And now Thomas is threatening to take it all away. Hope is looking at Thomas, and she sees the obsession in his eyes. She knows what he is capable of. She remembers the mannequin. She remembers the secrets about Baby Beth. She remembers all the manipulation, and now he is back, and he is armed with Forrester lawyers and Ridge's blessing. Let's talk about Ridge for a second, because I am so incredibly angry at him right now. What kind of father does this? Ridge knows Thomas's history of mental instability. Ridge knows how dangerous Thomas can be when he gets fixated on Hope. But Ridge is so blinded by his corporate war with Bill Spencer that he doesn't even care. Ridge is literally weaponizing his own mentally ill son just to win a fashion feud. Ridge secretly called Thomas. He brought him back into this toxic environment. He pointed Thomas like a loaded gun right at Hope and pulled the trigger. It is just terrible, terrible parenting. And Ridge acts like he is the moral compass of the show. He was just yelling at Elektra to stay away from Will because Will is dangerous after one bar fight. But Ridge brings back Thomas, who has done infinitely worse things, just to save a clothing line. The hypocrisy is actually making me dizzy. And what about poor Zende? Honestly, my heart breaks for Zende Forrester Domings. Zende was just named the lead designer for Hope for the Future. Ridge officially gave him the promotion. Zende was euphoric. He finally felt like he was getting the respect and the spotlight he deserved after years of being pushed aside. And then Hope defected, and the Lion was in danger of being canceled, and Zende was devastated. But now Thomas is back. You know exactly what is going to happen. Ridge is going to push Zende right back into the shadows and give the entire HFTF brand back to Thomas. Zende is going to be treated like a glorified intern all over again. It is so unfair. Zende is just collateral damage in this massive war between the Forresters and the Logans. So now we have this massive legal war brewing. Katie and Bill are going to have to fight Forrester Creations in court to protect the Hope by Logan brand. Bill is probably thrilled, honestly. He loves a good fight, especially against Ridge. Bill is going to hire the best lawyers in the world to crush Thomas's IP claims. But the legal war is just the surface. The real war is the psychological warfare Thomas is waging on Hope. Thomas doesn't just want the brand. He wants Hope's heart. He wants to destroy her peace. He wants to prove to her that she is nothing without him, that she cannot succeed without his designs, and that Liam cannot protect her. Thomas is trying to systematically dismantle the fragile piece that the Logan family is desperately trying to hold on to. Think about how this affects the rest of the family. Brooke is already furious at Hope. Brooke completely disowned her and kicked her out. But now that Thomas is back and attacking Hope, will Brooke's maternal instincts finally kick in? Will Brooke realize that Ridge brought Thomas back to destroy her daughter? This could be the thing that finally breaks Ridge and Brooke up for good. Brooke will never forgive Ridge for unleashing an obsessed Thomas on Hope again. And Katie. Katie is trying to run a business. She just launched this massive new brand, and now she is getting slapped with an IP lawsuit on day one. Katie is going to have to deal with the fallout of this, and it is going to put a massive strain on her relationship with Hope. If the lawsuit gets too expensive, will Katie have to drop Hope? Will Bill step in and just buy Forrester Creations to end it? Who knows? It is just a complete and total mess. I am exhausted just thinking about it. I mean, look at Thomas's behavior, the way he just waltzed into Logan Creations. He has no boundaries. He has no respect for Hope's autonomy. He sees her as his property, just like he sees those designs as his property. It is all intertwined in his sick mind. The clothes, the brand, the woman, to Thomas, they all belong to him. And Liam is doing his best, but Liam is just a guy. He can yell and puff his chest all he wants, but he can't stop a team of lawyers, and he can't stop Thomas from playing mind games. Liam is going to drive himself crazy trying to protect Hope, and that stress is going to bleed into their marriage. Thomas knows this. Thomas is counting on this. He wants Liam to crack under the pressure. I just don't see how this ends well for anyone. Hope is going to be dragged through the mud in court. Her designs are going to be scrutinized. Deke Sharp is going to be dragged into this, having to defend his own original work against Thomas's claims. Remy Price might even get involved if he tries to help Deke. It is a massive ripple effect that is going to touch every single character on this show. And, what about Steffy? Steffy has been screaming about how Hope is a traitor. Steffy wants to crush Logan Creations. Steffy is probably cheering Thomas on right now. But Steffy also knows how sick her brother can get. Will Steffy realize that this legal war is just an excuse for Thomas to feed his obsession? Or is Steffy so blinded by her hatred for the Logans that she will let her brother destroy his own mental health just to win? Honestly, I think Steffy is going to support Thomas at first, but then she is going to see the signs. She is going to see the way Thomas looks at Hope, and she is going to realize that Ridge made a terrible, terrible mistake bringing him back, but by then, it will be too late. The lawsuit will be filed, the war will be raging, and Thomas will be completely off the rails again. So here we are. We are right back in the thick of the Thomas, Hope, Liam triangle, but this time it has a corporate espionage, intellectual property lawsuit twist. It is wild. It is insane. It is exactly the kind of messy drama that keeps us glued to the screen, even when we are screaming at our televisions. I don't know, you guys. What do you think about all this? Am I crazy for thinking Thomas is fully obsessed again? Do you think he actually has a legal claim to the designs? And how long do you think Liam can hold it together before he actually does something drastic to stop Thomas? Let me know your thoughts, because I need to talk this out with people who understand this madness. I am going to go get another iced coffee and try to calm my nerves. This show is going to be the death of me, I swear.